There's no twilight makeup today, just some quick dark makeup that you can use for Halloween, or when you're feeling like doing a quick photo shoot as some kind of dark undead vampy being. This is for you. So what I've done after putting on my foundation is I went ahead and took my concealer and technically, in a sense, highlighted up my nose over to this area and just made like stark lines of where I wanted to be most prominent. We want to look undead, so I wanted to accentuate my natural cheekbones, almost like we're doing a skull, just with the concealer. And the lighter the better. And if you already have dark circles under your eyes, this will actually come in handy. And now we're gonna go into the eyeshadow palettes. So I am going to take a non-shimmery matte medium tone brown. You can use any shade you want. I'm going to stick to the browns and then work into darker color and maybe even into black. You can do this with grays and blacks and whites. You can do this with reds. Just make sure you start with a medium tone and not your darkest tone. So we're gonna take a couple dabs, and since we already put our foundation on, we're just gonna tap the brush to get the excess off, so we don't put too much fallout. Fallout's good in this case. So we're going to just follow the bone, just tap it in there, and then go into the inside of our eye, all the way up to underneath our eyebrow. Get some more glow on it. Just tapping for now. And we are accentuating the natural tired eye. So, tap, 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 tap. And as you're pressing, I like to look down so I can see where my natural curvature is, and then as I'm pressing up, I kind of feel underneath that brow bone, and I'm not swiping, I'm just tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Don't worry about the eyebrows, I'll get to that. And then I'm going to blend by taking a really fluffy brush that's clean, and I'm going to swipe in the direction that I want it to go. I'm not doing any fanning. I'm not doing the windshield wiper thing yet. Just in one direction, just to blend it out. We don't want to like stage makeup. Now I'm gonna work on the bottom, get a little more product. Again, middle tone. You can blow it, tap it, and then we're just gonna go around the eye. I'm not bringing it up to the lash line because I'm gonna wanna be a little more creative with some eyeliner. Just tap it on about halfway and blend one direction. I'm kind of doing like a backwards A. Just brushing it out. And I have natural sleepy eyes, natural tired eyes, natural dead eyes, whatever you want to call them. So I'm just following the lines that I currently have. It's been a long day, so this is actually helping. And trust the process. I want to accentuate this right here. And this is gonna be a little more androgynous, gender fluid. Just brush it up into the line You can see the difference right here. Blending it out. Soft swipes. And I've left a little bit of emptiness right here, but you can't see because I'm already tired. I have dark circles under my eyes. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna continue on with this eye to show the process. So next I'm gonna find the next darkest tone, and that's gonna be my darker brown. I'm actually using a brow powder, but it's the darkest brown that I have right now because I don't want to go into black yet. So I'm going to get a new brush because I don't know if I'm going to need my middle toned brush yet. But if you know you're not going to go back to your middle tone, then you can just use the same brush. Use a tighter brush for that. More concentrated into the depth of our eyelid. And I'm just gonna tap it into my darkest areas because I know I'm gonna want darker eyebrows when I'm done. I'm not completely covering where I put my middle tone. I'm just putting it where I want more depth. And this is gonna be like right in where my eye creases. And we're gonna blend that out. It's a little uncomfortable and weird, but trust the process, trust the process. Once you do that, you can see where your crease is, and we're gonna kinda blend in and out of it, if that makes sense. Get closer so you guys can see. And again, we're just tapping to apply the makeup. And then we're gonna get the fluffy brush. We're gonna clean it on the fluffy brush. We're gonna clean it on a tissue to make sure there's no product in it. And we're going to blend into the center of the middle tone. We're not blending it out. More the darker brown into the corner of my eye, the outer corner of my eye, that is. Blend it out. And again, I'm not bringing it all the way up to my lower lash line yet, because I'm still adding depth. And I still have product on this blending brush, so I'm just gonna essentially wipe the excess off into this little tired mark I have here. So you can see the difference. So we can just keep building and building up on it with the slightly darker tone. And then we're gonna grab the darkest color, and if that's black, then that's black. I usually do this with black, white, and gray, but that palette has since expired, so I had to throw that away. So I'm working with the browns. You can do this with reds, basically any tone, but we're trying to be more of the undead version of ourselves. And I'm bringing this middle tone up past my eyebrow, my thinning eyebrow, because I'm gonna show you how to change the eyebrow slightly, should that be what you want to do for your undead character self. And wipe off the excess on this blending brush. And I'm just gonna slightly, softly blend together those two colors that are merging. Because again, this isn't beauty makeup, this is technically stage makeup. There. Now since we're on the darker of the midtones, I'm going to do a technical no-no, but it works when you don't have much. You're gonna have to get more of the makeup supply growing again. I'm gonna get more of that middle tone, and I'm going to accentuate where I want my jaw to be. And then we're gonna get a angled brush, and we're gonna pinch it, make it tighter, and we're going to go up first and then down. Think skeleton, but not as defined. That's why we're not using the darkest color. Very soft. I don't want this end to be that dark. Now, normally I would go all the way up here and all the way up here, but if you're planning to do a wig or keep your hair down, or if you're not gonna be in a well-lit place for like a party, no one's gonna see it. And you're pressed for time, this is supposed to be a quick tutorial. I'm just gonna bring any excess product that's in my brush up to the temple area. But we're doing stage makeup, think stage makeup. And you can always use a cream to do this part, a cream contour, and blend it out. I'm just not having the cream contour right now. Better add that to my wish list. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna further blend it. I don't like this, I put too much here. We're not doing the windshield wiper blade back and forth. We're doing the full of purpose strokes. And I'm going up for now because I want this to go away. Blender, just tap it off. See, it works. You can also bring it down into your jawline. If you have a defined chin like I do, you can bring that up into it. I'm just gonna be simple for now. You can bring it down, the definition down into your neck, depending on what your costume is gonna be like. But yeah, as you can see the difference. And then now we're gonna go to the darkest tone, and for me, that's gonna be black eyeshadow, and then I'm gonna do some felt tip eyeliner and or like body paint. But first, let's do the powder, the eyeshadow. So we're gonna be using, for eyeshadow, any kind of matte eyeshadow. Get a new brush. We're gonna be defining again, so adding definition again, so make sure it's a tight little brush. And get a clean blending brush, or if you are using the same blending brush, be sure to clean the excess off on a paper towel or a napkin or something. So we're gonna get this color, black or your darkest tone, and we're gonna go into the farthest central and tap it in. We're gonna build up on the darkest points that you want. And for me, I want dark eyebrows. So I'm gonna be going up into the eyebrow area as well. Build it up, tap, tap, tap. Into the most deepest center of your color. So we can draw more attention to this blending we've done and we've worked so hard on. There we go. Get the excess off. Blending brush. Blending it out and away. Softly. And I'm holding it this way. You could also hold it this way, but I'm holding it this way. It's like oval shaped. Into the eyebrow area. Pull the excess down into my sleepy area, but I'm not going into this area quite yet. And if you're lucky and have really beautiful thick eyebrows, you're probably already almost done. Just do the other side. And now since we're going into here, you can see that I did not put concealer under my eye, and this is my natural sleepy eye color. But now I'm blending out, so like all three of my colors that I put on here are blending out in this direction. So I'm just softly blending it out. And then for this part, I'm blending it into my eyelid. You can also just straight go into your eyelid with all black. If you want to glam it up, you can layer that with a little bit of black shimmery eyeshadow. Press that on. A dash of a shimmer color, a halo effect right here. Mirror. I always like to have a mirror right here and a mirror a little bit farther away so I can see what it looks like from a little distance away. So I'm liking how that looks. I think I'm going to add a little more of my mid-tone right here to blend it out a little bit more. That mid-tone was that lightest color. I shouldn't call it a mid-tone. This lightest color right here. Blow off the excess. I'm just gonna lightly sweep it on where I want it to go, and then get the new, because I don't think dark colors will come off with the blending brush very well, so I'm gonna get a different one. Blending brush, and I'm gonna hold it this way and blend it out softly up to the eyebrow. I'll just sweep it around. You can also glam it up by taking your darkest color and pointing it out. I'm just gonna accentuate the roundness of how sleepy my dead eyes look. So that's what it looks like for now. Not liking how dark this looks anymore. Again, you can use cream contour if you'd like. I just wouldn't do it a shimmery bronze. If you're using the red around the eyes, you can use this like an auburn color, purple eggplant color. Have fun with the colors. I just like to go in threes. A light tone, a dark tone, and the darkest tone, which is normally black for me. Beauty blender. Remember, we're doing a quick last minute makeup. This is where you can choose to not do this, but you can get your one highlighter, your bright highlighter shimmery shade, or your accent shade, or just your white on your palette. And we're gonna take our pinky finger. I'm going to use this shimmer. I'm going to take my pinky, just tap on it a couple of times, and we're going to go right in the corner. I'm pressing softly and pulling out, softly pulling right here. Again, you can do this with just like a white matte color. And here's the hard part. Put your product on the side of your pinky so you can do the same to the other side. But I didn't do this side, I'm just showing you. And then you can get a tiny blending brush, one of these, and softly sweep it in. Don't poke your eyeball. And if you have any excess on your finger, you can sweep it into your eyelid. Now, if you want your eyes to be a little more darker, then I suggest doing more eyeshadow, pressing more eyeshadow onto just this area right here. See where it creases? Your first crease, not your main crease. Like right here. Or smudging out some pencil liner if you don't plan on using eyelashes. Or if you are, it works either way. So that's what it looks like without any eyeliner and all that stuff. So we're gonna go into the eyebrow. You can use your eyebrow pomade, you can use a felt tip eyeliner. We're going a little more cartoony, anime-y with this, but you can always blend it out depending on your brushes. I am going to use an angled eyeliner brush. You can also do this with a wet brush onto your eyeshadow, your black eyeshadow, to do the same thing. Kind of like paint, we're doing watercolors. We don't want like a soaking wet brush, we just want a damp brush. And all we're doing is marking right now. I'm actually going to use the black eyeshadow to mark where I want my eyebrows to be. And my brush is already damp and I'm just tapping into it. And I'm going to mark where I want my eyebrow to be. If you're like me and you went a little bit crazy with the eyebrow tweezing, I like to just use my nose to find out where it should be. I'm gonna mark it right here. I'm gonna mark it under here. I'm gonna go past my eyebrow. And I'm gonna go higher. And then I'm going to, I want this little flick right here. So. And this is with a damp brush tapped into a black eyeshadow palette, or a black eyeshadow pot in your palette. Don't worry if it looks a little bit blocky. We're getting there. Get my spoolie brush to make it look a little less. And yes, the product is coming out, but I want that. I want it to be feral out here. Pull it out right here a little bit too, if it's still wet. If it's not, then that's cool, trust process. We're doing things messy, as long as it gets done right. A little more. And if you're good with a steady hand, you can do this with eyebrow pomade, you can do this with body paint, liquid eyeliner, whatever you choose. But if I was last minute, too high, if I was last minute getting ready, I don't think I'd have all of that stuff on hand. I think I'd have just my friend's palette or something. And almost every palette I've seen at the store has at least a black in it. You see the difference? Now I'm going to take the lightest color that I had and blend a little bit here. Again, we're tapping it in here. Soften that up. Just to soften it up. Now we're going to use the eyeliner pencils. We're going to do a little trick I learned from an awesome makeup artist / teacher. Get the back of a brush and you hold down your eyelid if you're going to tight line, and it eliminates the chance of putting a fingerprint smudge on your under eye area. And I'm not going to go all the way up to the end. I'm just going to where my, I guess that little bump fold is. I'm just tight lining, and then just in this corner right here. You can also tight line underneath the top, but that's pretty scary, and some people don't want to see that. So if you're gonna do that, just don't look at the brush, just look in the opposite direction of where you're drawing underneath. And I'm gonna do that off camera. Right, I did a quick tight line all the way up to right there. And now I'm gonna take a thicker pencil. It's supposed to be black. It was pretty. And I'm going to make it darker on my eyelid by just smudging this on pretty messy. Just up to where it starts to crease. And then you can take your finger or a brush and just smudge it out. You can always tap your halo back on. Because remember, we are in a hurry. This is a last minute Halloween party. And I'm no makeup expert, I'm just a makeup enthusiast. I'm gonna do the same down here. Just smudge it. You can start envisioning your eyelashes if you're gonna do that, your lipstick, your lip gloss, what color your contacts are gonna be if you're gonna use them. And it's going right here and up. We're just gonna make it all smudgy and cool. And when you're done with that, you can press some black eyeshadow powder right on top to set it in a sense, if you'd like. And this is when, if you'd want to glam it up, you would press the shimmery black eyeshadow onto this. Blend, 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 blend. Out, I'm pushing out. I'm not going like this, I'm pushing out. Sometimes it's fun to make a stretched out face though. I'm brushing out in the opposite direction. I'm not trying to go too glam right here. Pretty simple and quick. Cleaning off the product, the excess product on a paper towel. I think I am gonna bring it out just a little bit. It's always good to blend with a clean brush. That's why I always have tissues or paper towels on hand to take that off. keep having to remind myself, if I go do this motion, I could just be wiping off what I just worked to put on. So keep telling yourself with purposeful strokes. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna show you what I do with the mouth before finishing the other side. Okay, so I have several different eyeliners that are meant for different things. I have one for just a tight lining, I have one for drawing on top of my eye, I have one for drawing on my face if it's a felt tip, and then I also have another one that's meant just for the mouth. You can do that with a felt tip eyeliner or with a pencil liner. I wouldn't do this with any eyeshadow because it's on the mouth and it's just going to come off. You can also do this with a liquid lipstick that dries pretty well, which is what I'm going to show you because I cannot find my lip eyeliner. That's funny. Yeah, we have lip eyeliners. Now, we're going to use a liquid lipstick, and this one dries pretty quickly and doesn't transfer, so I'm going to get a lipstick brush, or a thin makeup brush, and I will show you. You can either use one of these, or you can even use a really tiny brush like this one. Bear with me, I don't know the terminology. Wipe some lipstick on your hand or on your palette, mixing palette, and just take some of this and draw out really gently, really softly, just a flick, and you'll see why. And we're going to draw underneath, just underneath. Smudge it out. Trust the process, guys. See what I'm doing? I'm drawing attention to the mouth very minimally, if that makes sense. If I were to have fangs and a lip gloss right here, it would draw attention to the fangs. And if you're gonna do that, I would suggest putting your concealer all the way onto the upper lip area and into the corner of your mouth. It doesn't have to look pretty. And it can sometimes transfer under here, which is fine. So you can do that, and you can continue on with some lipstick, some black lipstick, and just accentuate the points in your cupid's bow. Just over exaggerate it, and then over exaggerate to this point right here, just to make this unnatural smile no matter what facial tone you're doing. Sometimes I like to bring it out even farther to where my smile lines are, so if I were to smile, it'd be even bigger. We're not really going with our natural mouth shape here. You can also take a lip tint and make it just really pink. You can do that with another lipstick. You can do that with a tinted lip gloss. You can also press some eyeshadow really finely right here and then spread it out with a lip gloss. And I'm going to use that I just described. So I have this red right here. You can use shimmer, you can use gloss. This is where it gets fun. I just apply with my finger right in the middle. And then bring it up to the top, like a little triangle. And then I get some lip gloss, clear lip gloss, which you've seen I've done this before, and just paint from the middle out, just over that red area, and take a clean finger and smudge it out. And then do the lip smack. You can, if you did both on both eyes, you can do your wig, you can put on your shimmer, you can put highlighter to further accentuate your cheekbone right here. If you're going glam, you can add like your little mole dot, your dancer's mole, I like to call it. You do your eyelashes. I'm just gonna go simple with none. And I'm just going to keep my messy hair for this. And I'm gonna do the other eye, be right back. So I did the other eye, and I'm doing the other side, and I decided to just do a quick line to accentuate my jaw. And I'm using my, the color that's not black, the darker of the midtones. I have a little bit of an indentation on my chin, and most of the time I don't like it, but I don't know, when I go undead or wicked being, I like to accentuate it. It feels wicked. I'm going under my jawline, you can see. And then for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna quickly just show you. I'm not gonna do it, but I would normally bring it into my neck as well and blend. This time I am doing a quick tiny windshield wiper blade strokes, because I don't want it to get blended out. I just want it to get softened. And if you're using a cream contour, you can just use your beauty blender to soften it up. I'm digging my messy purple hair for this, so I'm not gonna put a wig on. And if I was going to a party, I'd probably use yellow contacts for this, or some whiteout ones. With my purple hair, sometimes the red contacts don't seem to work well for me. But if I was wearing like a black wig, I would totally go with the red contacts. Red contacts are so vampire to me. Yeah, we're going stark stage makeup, think stage makeup. And then we could also do more of this shimmer that we used here, right under here, right here, tip of the nose, right here and right here, if you'd like, or right here on the cupid's bow to accentuate the cupid's bow. I do like to use red sometimes, and you can go in and add red just before you put the black under here. You can dab in some red, like similar to the red I used for here. You can just pat it in with your fingers or a tight brush, and then slightly blend it out the same way we did the black, but farther out. And then you can do the black as well on top, so it'd be like a little more red underneath. You can do red eyeliner in the waterline. You can do white. Eyelashes are always good. You can go witchy with this look if you're using the same color tone as I just did. Sparkle's always good. So yeah, this was my first tutorial, so I hope this was enjoyable and easy to implement for yourself. If you have any questions, or if you would like a one-on-one, maybe, yeah, don't be scared to reach out to me, and maybe I'll make a video just for you. Yeah, so this is it. Let me know what you think in the comments, or send me a message. Bye.